For my discussion, I will speak about the movie Blacking Up, which I saw the other day. It was very, very, very interesting. Um, just a little gist of it. It speaks about how like the white rappers or white people want to like cuddle up with the black folks, which is like the black community of black hip hop. Um, So I find it really interesting because, I love hip hop, and of course I grew up with the Eminems of the world and the Vanilla Ices of the world, and of course you got Iggy Azalea, just to name white rappers at the top of my head, and how would they fit into like hip hop culture? And it's always a you know, funny debate how these white rappers are so famous and how they do it against a more predominant black culture, which is hip hop. So, as I was looking, I was like really surprised, with the interviews and how their perspective. And I was watching the movies. I'm sorry, watching the movie. Uh, you see that the white people, growing up in the suburbs, they just want to be like hood, and they talking, you know, just quoting the movie, they want to be talking black, and they want to wear gold chains, they want to wear baggy, and then the black people were just like, oh, they're just wannabes, and so they use a term called wigger, which is pretty much like almost the N word, but just with white people, wigger. So I know the director of it, I believe his name was Clift. He got called a wigger when he was 13 years old, and then some girl called him the wigger in his yearbook, and he had to rip it out because that's always a funny thing because what happened if the roles were reversed? If a white person called a black person the N word, then oh, he's racist and all this other stuff. But for my thing, oh, but what happens if someone, let's just say a black person call a white person a wigger, which, oh, nothing's gonna happen. So I look at it in both ways. I believe both are ugly words. So so for me, as I was watching it, this is like what I come down to is like white people always like apparently always like to cuddle like the black folks' culture. So even like if you just go back in time with the slaveries, you always see like the white people always trying to be with the black people. When they're on the plantation and no matter what, the black people was always entertaining the white people. And that's how it was. I mean, it's ugly, but that's just the way it was. And when the black folks finally see these white people, rapping or busting rhymes or wearing jewelry, they're looking at it with like a, who are you? Like you don't belong here. So the director like it really like no easy answers like what could go right or I mean what's right or wrong. So I mean I know when he was doing the interviews and so there was one particular interview that caught interesting. I know I just articulated not too long ago. So if uh, uh if a white person is making fun of a black, something with a black culture, then let's say somebody will be considered a racist. But he doesn't really consider that. It's just a matter of perspective, and his 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 mate his coworker or I'm sorry can't think of the name, his band member. He thinks oh I don't think it's like that, and then I forgot that the two women, they don't want to be defined as like wiggers or anything. They just want to be defined like as them making music. So other than that, and then also the another another interview with the comedian. His name was Paul Mooney. He pointed out that obviously in his opinion, he pointed out the white man stole Africans from Africa, so that means they're stealing the culture from Africans themselves. So and also another interviewer was his name was Amiri Baraka. He says that if Elvis Presley is king, who's James Brown? We think of James Brown, oh, he's the king of this, but so he should be a god, right? That's what he's saying. So, and he also saying that hip hop is a way for white people to be hood, without having to actually to do like anything that earned the right, which almost kind of makes sense a little bit, because if you think about like the king of, you think of, Madonna's the queen. No, I'm sorry, not Madonna's a poor example, and anything is, the king. So a black person, it should be something. So that's just his perspective, and also he said something about like white people should educate white people what's going on, not the not the other way around, which also makes sense because I know I'm going a little off topic, but let's say with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, he didn't do it just when he bend the knee for pledging the during the Star Spangled Banner in the football games. He was just oppressing like black on black violence, and it's more like the black people. So the other black NFL players saying, why can't white people do the same? Because we should all should be united. So I know it's like a little off topic, but it should also be like that as well. And also with the music. So for me, music is all a culture thing. It should bring us like together, whether it's a white thing, whether it's a black thing. To me, it doesn't really matter. I don't look at it like oh, let's just say a new white person is doing this. I don't, and then he's making fun of this. It's okay. Doing thing is like the comedic group. They have with the large chains and baggy clothes. They were do it as a comedic effect. And they were and also in the movie they were asking people in the audience. One of the girls said, "Oh, it was kind of weird," and one of the dudes there said, "Oh, it was more predominantly white," which makes sense. It's more predominantly white, but if it was like, let's say, half and half, you had to think about laughing what they're doing. So if let's just say, if I took it, if he had like, let's say, 3, 4 black people around him, I don't think they were gonna laugh at what the comedic group was doing. So he had to think about, well, wait, should I laugh? Should I not laugh? Well, of course, since it's predominantly white, it catered to that community, the white people. So, oh, that's it. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. I like the movie. So that's pretty much it. How I feel about the movie. I hope everyone got to see it because it is really good. So, thank you very much.